I'm about to lose some subscribers in this video, but here's the truth. There are probably 5 things sitting in your driveway, your garage, or your vacation property right now that are quietly draining thousands of dollars every single month from your retirement security. And the worst part? You're emotionally attached to every single one of them. Let me show you what's really costing you. Let's start with the one that hurts. Planes, trains, automobiles, and all those expensive toys you worked so hard to afford. The boat you use 3 times a summer, the sports car gathering dust in the garage 9 months a year, the motorcycle, the RV, the ATV, whatever your particular passion is. Now, I get it. When you're working full-time, you don't have much free time. So when you do have vacation days, you want to maximize them. Having that boat or plane or sports car ready to go means you can make the most of your limited time off. And honestly, good for you for actually using your vacation days, because over half of Americans don't even do that. But here's what changes as you approach or enter retirement. You suddenly have way more time and way less income. That expensive toy that made sense when you had limited weekends but a steady paycheck? The math completely flips. You worked 20, 30, 40 years, and you finally felt like you could afford that dream car or that boat. I'm genuinely happy you got to enjoy it. But as you look at your actual retirement budget, these toys can add an extra $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000 a month in maintenance, insurance, storage, registration, and all the associated costs. And here's the kicker. $500 a month can make a significant difference in your retirement plan. That's $6,000 a year. Over a 20-year retirement, that's $120,000, not even counting investment growth you're missing out on. I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but I am telling you to run the real numbers with a financial professional and see what these toys are actually costing you versus the joy they're bringing you now that you have more time. Now we're getting into controversial territory. Number 2 is expensive depreciating assets, and the biggest culprit I see is recreational vehicles. The RV dream, traveling around the United States, seeing national parks, living that freedom lifestyle. And look, I want you to live your biggest adventures and pursue your dreams. I really do. But here's the hard truth about RVs. They're expensive, depreciating assets just like new cars, except worse. You've probably heard me say this about cars, how buying a good used car instead of new can save you tens of thousands. The same principle applies to RVs, maybe even more so. If you decide to buy an RV, and I'm planning to myself, so I've done the research, please get a thorough pre-purchase inspection done. There are entire YouTube channels dedicated to RV horror stories. People retire, buy a brand new RV straight from the factory, and break down 500 or 1,000 miles down the road. And here's the thing that shocked me. Apparently, you can't just say, hey, this was defective, I want my money back or a replacement. The warranties are incredibly complicated because RVs are conversions. Maybe it's an engine problem, which is the base manufacturer's responsibility. Maybe it's the conversion, which is a different company. It gets messy fast. So here's where I've landed after researching this. A good, solid used RV with low mileage that's been well maintained and passes a thorough pre-purchase inspection might actually be a better buy than a new one. And honestly, my wife and I are planning to rent one first for a week or 2. Yes, it kills me to spend that kind of money on a rental. It's way more expensive than staying in nice hotels, but we want the experience before we commit to ownership. For those of you who already own an RV and it's just sitting there unused, think seriously about selling it. The depreciation, insurance, storage, and maintenance costs add up to a significant ongoing expense that's stealing from your retirement security. Number 3, if you have a large home or a second home, it might be time to reconsider. Once the kids leave for college and move out on their own, do you really need that 3,000 square foot house or larger? Could you comfortably downsize to 2,000 square feet, 1,500? I'm not saying you have to, but think about the real costs. A large home is expensive to maintain, and it's getting harder and harder to even find people to do that maintenance. Your property taxes are based on the value of that large home. Your insurance, which is skyrocketing everywhere, is based on the replacement cost of all that square footage. The electric bill, the gas bill, the water bill for a large home, it all adds up. And here's something most people don't think about. All that equity sitting in your large home is illiquid. You can't spend equity. You can't use it for your retirement lifestyle unless you sell or take out a loan against it. Downsizing frees up that capital and simultaneously reduces your ongoing expenses. My wife and I have a smaller home now, and when friends or family visit, especially if they're bringing kids, we'll sometimes rent a nearby Airbnb and even help offset the cost. It's way cheaper than maintaining extra bedrooms year-round for occasional visitors. Think about what makes sense for your actual lifestyle now, not the lifestyle you had when you were raising a family. And second homes? Same logic applies, but even more so. When you're working, having that lake house or beach condo makes sense because your vacation time is limited and you want a guaranteed spot. But when you're retired, you can go anywhere for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. You're not locked into weekend getaways anymore. Maybe instead of being locked into one location with a second home, using vacation rentals gives you way more flexibility to explore different places without the ongoing costs of ownership. Now we're getting into controversial territory. Number 4 is timeshares. And look, I understand why people bought timeshares when they were working. Limited vacation time means easy, predictable travel options. Having a guaranteed place where your family can gather, especially when the grandkids are young and don't have strong opinions about destinations, that has value. But here's what changes. As the grandkids get older, they develop their own preferences. They might not want to go to the same resort every year. Your adult children might want to explore different destinations as their kids get older and travel gets easier for them. You're locked into a specific location, a specific week or floating weeks within certain parameters, and you're paying maintenance fees that go up every single year regardless of whether you're actually using it. Timeshares are notoriously difficult to sell. The resale market is brutal. If you sell it back to the timeshare company, you're going to take a massive loss. But if time is on your side and you're not using it anymore, it's worth the effort to try to sell it yourself. There are rules you have to follow, regulations around timeshare sales, but the ongoing maintenance fees alone can be hundreds of dollars a month for something you're not even using. And now for number 5, the one that's going to make some of you really upset. Sell that attitude that you need to help your adult children as much as possible at the expense of your own retirement security. Your adult children have loans to buy their first home. They're called mortgages. They have loans to go back to grad school. They're called student loans. They have loans for cars. They're called auto loans. But you know what they don't have? Retirement loans. You cannot borrow your way through retirement. Now, if you can comfortably afford to help your kids and it genuinely doesn't put your retirement at risk and you want to do it, great. It's your money. You worked hard for it. But if helping them means you have to postpone your retirement or puts your retirement security in jeopardy, you need to reconsider. If you're 60 years old, you likely have less than 1,000 weeks of healthy, active time remaining. I want you to take full advantage of the youth of your senior years. Don't sacrifice that either by delaying retirement or by compromising your financial security to help adult children who probably have other options available to them. This isn't about being selfish. This is about being realistic. Your kids are young enough to recover financially from setbacks. You aren't. Your earning years are behind you. Your health trajectory is downward, not upward. Every year you delay retirement or every dollar you drain from your nest egg to help your kids is a year or a dollar you can't get back. Now, let me tie all of this together with why I'm bringing this up as a financial advisor. When you sit down with a financial professional and say you want to spend $100,000 a year in retirement, that plan is built on specific assumptions. But if you're actually spending an extra $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year on toys, second homes, timeshares, RV maintenance, insurance on all of this stuff, that completely changes your plan. I've seen situations where an extra $500 makes the difference between a plan that works and one that fails. These aren't small numbers. These unexpected or underestimated expenses associated with all the things we've talked about, the extra 500 here, the 1,000 there, they compound over a retirement that might last 20 or 30 years. I want you to enjoy retirement as much as possible. I genuinely do. But I also want you to have the confidence and security that comes from knowing you're actually going to be okay, that you have enough money to last throughout retirement. And that requires being honest about what things actually cost and whether they're worth it given your new reality of more time and less income. So, there you have it. 5 things to seriously consider selling as you approach or enter retirement. Expensive toys that sit useless most of the time, depreciating assets like RVs that drain cash constantly, large homes or second homes that lock up capital and create ongoing expenses, timeshares that no longer fit your lifestyle, and that attitude of funding your adult children's lives at your own expense. I know these are controversial. I know some of you are upset with me right now, but run the actual numbers with a financial professional. Look at what these things are really costing you per month.